dear listeners. Today we bring you a very somber episode of TSMR Masks.
Max.
Max. My name is Max. I'm sorry, no, Max is my name. And a single tear rolls down my cheek, as it does every time I get to that scene in Fury Road. It's the greatest movie ever, but moving on. Well, last time, dear listeners, a lot happened. Oh, where to even begin? Feelings were confessed. Partnerships were torn asunder. Partnerships were brought back together, and then torn asunder again. Secrets were revealed. Oh, so many emotions were felt, so many fashions were worn. And I think we should just dive right into it. Blackness all around you. The group of villains and defected teens are floating through that endless void of black shadows. And all of them together this time see that white light in the distance growing bigger and bigger, and the faint tinkling of piano sounds somewhere off in the distance, until they are brought forth back into the material world again. You, Annie, Rae, you two are somewhere at the docks.
Cyrus.
Yeah. Thank you for really just supporting me in this moment, trying to build an atmosphere. I appreciate it. Rae, Annie, you two are with your newfound companions somewhere around the docks of Halcyon City. The world comes back into focus as you exit the Shadow world, and Shadow Puppet just takes a second and puts his hand on his knees and is breathing really heavily, and then starts to cough. And you hear it is a raspy, wet cough, and you see his mask that covers his mouth grows a little bit damp, and he faints. And Hexbat and Jackalope go to rush to help him make sure that he doesn't fall on his face.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a force field under him that lowers him down.
Hexbat looks at you, Annie, and says, "Thank you. He's not supposed to teleport more than one person. It's not good for him."
Yeah, I can see that.
He really pushed himself too hard tonight. All right.
I think we all did.
Rae, Astro Girl is still holding your hand whenever you come back into the world. Still visibly shaken by the events of this night. Y'all did some shit. Not gonna lie. And y'all are at the docks with a group of turncoat teens like the rest of you and various freed villains. And once you are sort of settled to yourself, some of the villains start wandering off. They're free now. They have no reason to stay. But some of them stick behind, kind of unsure as to what to do. And Lucy steps forward and says, "All of you have a second shot to try and turn things around here. And I'm not going to begrudge any of you for taking that chance. I would, if I was in your position. But you also have a second option. You can come with us, and you can help try and fix the institution that put you in the situation that you are now, and make sure that no one else gets put in the same situation that you were. You don't have to come, but I hope that you do."
Can we go and reserve the right to leave whenever we feel like it?
Of course, no one's forcing you to stay here.
Okay.
But once you're in, it's sort of a NDA sort of situation. We're dealing with some very sensitive stuff here. Those of you that are in, you can follow me. And she wanders away for a little bit until she finds a manhole cover. And opens it up and dives in. Star wipes, but mournful star wipes. Because this is a somber, serious moment. Serious episode.
Like a neutron star wipe.
Yes, a neutron star wipe. Thank you. And we are going through the tunnels, the sewer system of Halcyon City. And it's real cool. It's despite being a city that, really started building up in like the 40s, it has like the subways of like Vienna. Like it's great third man like type brick sewer systems, perfect for running down dramatically.
Yeah. Like sort of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles type hideout.
Y'all make your way down, twisting and turning, the sounds of trickling water, adding a nice ambiance to the current situation. And it seems like you were down there for a very long time, and you take many, many turns, go down various chutes, up various chutes. It's a labyrinth down there. But finally, you get to this one tunnel that ends in a service hatch that has a combination of like keypad lock on it, right? And Lucy walks over to it and clicks in some numbers on it. A little green light on it lights up.
Can I see what the numbers are? Can I try to like record them?
You can assess that situation.
Assess the situation.
Assess. So roll plus superior.
9.
Damn, you record those numbers.
Nice. Just in case.
All
The
right.
number is just 9.
Over and over and over again. The door leads to an abandoned bit of the Halcyon City subway system that's been closed off. You see, on the other side, there is a door. You don't know where it leads, but Lucy and Beale go to that door and punch in some more numbers and go through it. And they are gone for a good, I don't know, like 10 or so minutes. And then they come back out. And say, yeah, you two, Rae, Annie. The Inquisitor wants to see you.
All right. I guess we gotta inquisit him right back.
Rae looks at Asher.
Now that she's here, she looks she's calmed down some. She's getting more comfortable, but she's still a little anxious.
Rae gives her hand a squeeze, I guess, and I guess we go do the Inquisitor thing.
You're led into a back room. Looks like it might have at some point been a storage room or something like that. It is not very impressive. It looks like everything else down here grimy and used, but cleaned up to the point that you can function in it. And there is a shoddy IKEA desk set up in there. Sitting behind the desk is a person who, whenever they see you come in, stands up, and they are very tall. They are like 6'5". They're wearing a black 3-piece suit, black shirt, black tie. They're wearing black gloves as well, and their face is obscured by a black mask that encases the entirety of their head. They stand up and say, "Hello. I've been wanting to talk to you two for a very long time. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm the Inquisitor. Please, have a seat." And
I
they
prefer
gesture
to stand.
to... Okay.
Rae sits.
Okay. Oh, by all means, I completely understand. You two have had a very eventful night. And they sit down back at their desk. So, I suppose you have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Did you try and kill Miss Maverick?
I never had any intention of killing her. Whatsoever.
That's not the best answer.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be unforthcoming. I needed to find the location of that prison that was beneath the school. I never had any intention of killing her. I've never had any intention of killing anyone. Lucine Beale's and Taurus's and Astro Girl's instructions were simply to find her and extract her from the school as cleanly as possible without alerting too many people.
Mm-hmm.
So that we could then find the exact location of this prison that was underneath the school and free everyone, as we did tonight.
How'd you know about the prison?
I noticed some time ago that the Sentinels were taking more and more drastic measures to keep super criminals under wraps. They're very hard people to contain, and the Sentinels have no interest in rehabilitating them. So, when I noticed that more and more of them were just going missing entirely for months, which then led into years and years, I started looking into it. And I discovered through some sources within the Sentinels that there was a prison underneath the school. Mm-hmm. And that they built the school as sort of a fail-safe. Should anyone get out, you always have a staff of, albeit poorly trained, but still super-powered individuals sitting on top of it at all times.
We are very poorly trained.
That's two groups of people whose lives just have been put in danger for absolutely no reason as far as I can tell.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
Exactly.
How'd you get into my head?
They face you. I am going to be perfectly honest with you, Rae. I have no idea how. It's the most curious thing. I had uplink to the robot that was piloted by Gorilla Napoleon. And then once you fused with it and then changed it, somehow part of you wound up in my system. And I found that I could communicate with you in a very limited way. But I have absolutely no idea how that is, but I am very fascinated.
So the connection's still there?
I would assume so. Would you like to see how it works? What it looks like on my end?
Yes.
They open up a drawer on their desk, and they take out a laptop. And they take a few keys, and the turn it around, and Bobby, refrain from making fun of me for a second.
I would never.
Okay. Okay.
Never have, never will.
All right, Bobby. You know, like in the Matrix, like
Yep.
the chat rooms, like those things where it's just green text and like all that shit, right? It looks like that. And when you say things, it comes through just as garbled code on the screen. See, and they indicate to it, like, yes, I've never seen anything like this, but somehow your part of you is in the network.
Huh. What else does your network do? So you made an evil cloud, or a spy network, a cloud though, not like a me cloud, like an internet cloud.
I have a lot of people. I have a lot of people assisting me in the things that I'm doing. A lot of them more technologically based. I like to keep in touch with them should they need me. So I made this in order to make sure that I'm connected to them in case they need assistance. And so they can keep me updated on things that are happening. It's completely secure and outside of any, it's almost impossible to interfere with, which is why I was very, very surprised whenever I found something in there that wasn't supposed to be.
Well, that sounds pretty weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
So every time Rae talks this thing, like, but it doesn't seem like it's understandable.
It's not like, it's not like constant.
Okay.
Like, it's clear that they basically turned it on, and then once it was on, anything that you said came through, but then they click it off and it just, you're no longer connected to it, but you have some sort of connection to it, but it's not constant. It has to be activated.
Okay.
It's a very difficult thing to try, and it's a very difficult thing to do. It took me a long time to figure it out, and I'm still not quite sure how I did it, how I reconnected it, but it happens every once in a while.
Can we ask, I know it's not really superhero etiquette, but can we ask who you are?
No.
What's your connection to all this? Why did you, what do you have to do with the school in the first place?
I had nothing to do with the school at all. I found out about what was actually happening there. I tried to join the Inquisition. Sorry.
Sentinels?
I tried to, some years ago, I was on a similar path to you two. I wanted to join the Sentinels, but as we went on, and I got to see how they really worked, what they really thought of the people that they were protecting, and the people that they were protecting everyone else from, as they saw it, it just never sat right with me. And it just kept nagging at me that there was a better way to do things, but at a certain point it just became too much. And I could no longer support the things that they were proposing to do. And then, once I found out about what was happening at your school, I decided to finally take action towards changing things for the better. Make a lasting change. Fix this system that they've created.
The freezing people underground was definitely not great, I think.
No, it's not a solution to anything.
Yeah.
These people, many of them have done bad things.
Yeah.
But they've never made the Sentinels have never made an effort to try and understand why they've done the things they've done and try and get at the root of those problems.
I'm sure the Balloonatic had a really hard childhood.
Exactly, but do the Sentinels care about that? No, they don't. All they see is someone trying to raise up the Halcyon City Air and Space Museum. They never question why he wants to do that, or what led him to try and do that.
To be honest, I thought it was cool to watch.
Exactly. No one was hurt doing that. And for that, he was sentenced for possibly the rest of forever. Just in a state between life and death forever. Frozen.
Yeah.
In a tube under a school. That's not a solution to any problem.
We've only ever fought one supervillain, and when we caught him, we couldn't what were we gonna do? We let him go. Now he's on tour spreading rock and roll, presumably. What I think I felt the same thing. We couldn't just whatever his crime was, we couldn't just leave him at the mercy of the Sentinels, completely out of anyone else's control.
I knew that if people learned the truth, that some would see my side of it, see the truth of it, like you. And hopefully, they'll want to help me change things as well. And I'm hoping that the two of you, and the people that you helped free tonight, and brought with you, will also see it that way. And we can try and make things better. Because that's all that I want, is to try and fix things.
Yeah. Do you think any of them might join our side and give up their villainous ways?
Some of them might. I hope they do.
Has it ever happened before?
It's happened a few times.
That's good. That's a good sign.
If you give them a chance, people will want to change, make things better, but you have to give them the opportunity to do so. And that's what I want.
Yeah.
Why did the two of you join that school in the first place?
I wanted to go to Earth. There was a convenient exchange program. And if you are the one person, I'm not a person, but if you can turn into a gas and control mass and things, people find that useful. So the superheroing thing is kind of tangential. I am really sad you destroyed high school.
Once things are better, we could make a better school.
All I wanted was to be a teenager, and I was at the dance, and you destroyed that, so...
Would you want to continue going to the school as it was? If everything could go back to the way it was, but you knew the truth, would you want to? Could you do that?
Regular ones who walk away from Omalah's situation here.
I knew you'd get that. But
What?
I knew you'd get that.
I mean, no, and that's why I'm here. I'm just saying, you asked me, like, why I'm here, and the answer was why I went to the school, and the answer was because I wanted to be a teenager.
You know, I kind of wish I could go back and not know. My family has been running for my whole life, and it was the first place I felt like a normal person. At least, like a person with less problems than everybody else around me. And it was kind of nice to be normal. And now I can't go back to that, but I wish I could.
The Inquisitor takes a second to consider that, and they get up from their desk, and they open the door to the outside chamber, and you can see all the supervillains out there, and a lot of your classmates. It wasn't just the D&D club that left with you. There's a lot of other students. About half the school also went with you. There are a lot of people here, Annie,
Yeah.
who are like you, and they're feeling exactly what you're feeling. They too have had to try and feel normal.
Also, my grades were pretty good, and I'm not sure if that's transferable.
School doesn't matter. Education is a lie.
Okay.
But anyway,
I just want to get into a good college, you know?
there are a lot of people who are in similar situations. They have come here. I hope to try and make it so that people that don't fit in and that have maybe been given not all of the opportunities that everyone else has had, which, because of happenstance, a fair shake. I think with them, you could make it so the people like you never have to feel like they have to try and be normal. That it's just accepted. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I feel sympathy for both of you. I sometimes wish that I could go back to the way that I used to be before I knew everything that was happening, when things were simple. And I spent a long time just trying to ignore it. But there came a time when I realized that I couldn't ignore it anymore. And that I had to do something about it.
Yeah.
And that if I tried, I could make it so that no one else had to go through what I did. Where there wouldn't be any more horrible truths to discover. Everything was right.
Sometimes I wish that my parents had never rescued me and that I was still just a robot back on that base, not even knowing that I could do anything other than what I was doing.
Well,
I'm glad I met
So-
you.
Thanks.
It's hard. And I'm sorry that you're having to go through this. I really am. But there's nothing that I can say that'll make it better. And I'm sorry for that.
So why'd you
Yeah.
want to talk to us? You just you're here
Oh
to answer
yeah,
our
just
questions?
just hanging out.
Talking about
Just
our
air
feelings?
things out, I feel like you both have a lot of feelings right now, and
Yeah.
it's nice to just get it off your chest every now and again,
Yeah. It's good to meet you.
It was good to meet you too. Finally, they close the door and sit back down behind their desk. So, listen, you two, you did a lot to really make everything that I was trying to do very difficult. And I commend you both for that.
We did a pretty good job, I think.
You did a far better job than I would have guessed that you were capable of doing, and that is on me for underestimating you.
I get underestimated a lot.
And that is very unfair, I'm seeing now.
Sometimes people really overestimate me, to be honest.
Listen, the two of you know the truth now. And you can go about your lives doing everything that you can to either try and ignore what is going on, or try and make things right in your own way, or, and what I hope you decide, is to join me. Help me make things right.
So what are you planning
With
on
everyone
doing
else
now
here.
that you've released all these villains and destroyed? Is this Halcyon City's only education school?
No, there's there are other schools. This was the only superhero
Okay.
school.
And destroyed a school.
Well, I'm going to talk to everyone else that was released and explain the situation as best I can, and hopefully they'll decide to join as well.
So you want to talk to us
And together
first?
we can... I wanted to talk to you two first, because you... Like I said, you two had the biggest hand in making my life very difficult. But you decided to leave with everyone else. I'm hoping you'll work with us to try and fix
Can
everything.
I roll to pierce the mask?
Yes, you can. You got a 9.
Oh shit! I can ask one. What do I want to ask? I want to ask. What are you really planning?
Alright. Alright, the Inquisitor, as best as you can tell, is being genuine with you when they say that they want you to join them and to help them out to try and fix everything that the Sentinels have been doing.
Okay. So, really no hard feelings about all those times that we've made your life more difficult?
In the moment, it was very frustrating. But the fact that you, once you learned the truth, decided to leave, washes the slate clean as far as I'm concerned.
Speaking of very frustrating, I wish Nightboi was here.
Going to be very honest, that was a turn. I was not expecting him to stay.
Yeah, he usually seems like such a rebel without a cause. Maybe he just doesn't like causes.
Yes, maybe that is the rub. Just against any organizations in general. Well, can I count on you to help me?
I'll join for now.
What does joining entail? What's next steps?
What's next?
Directly, yes.
Well, I do more research into things that the Sentinels have going on. And then you and I and everyone work together to try and stop that. Whether it's secret prisons, defense systems that they might have in place that seem a bit too harsh.
All right, but if
like that.
we were to join you, would you send us to, for example, kidnap various people or break into locations or try to for us?
I can...
What does
Yeah. So, yes. There's a very good chance I would ask you to do those kinds of things. But I will make you a promise here and now. And it's a promise that I've made everyone that has worked for me and that I have kept. Which is that we do not, in the Inquisition, we do not kill people under any circumstances. And we don't hold them prisoner for longer than necessary. We don't do things like the Sentinels do. We might break into places, steal things. We might kidnap principals if need be. But we don't kill. And we don't harm any more than we have to defend ourselves.
And what if we were to refuse to do something?
Well, if I ever order you to do something that you order is such a bad word. If I ever ask you to do something for me that you feel is out of line with the Inquisition that I originally told you were working for, then I would expect you to come to me and tell me what is wrong. And then we would talk about it and try and find out what we could do to correct that.
What if we wanted to leave? Also, what about my mom's?
Yeah, that's a good point. What should we tell our parents? Because I'm not sure they'd be super happy about me just not going to school anymore.
That
I can't help you with.
But so we like, for example, if after this conversation we could go home and like lead our lives, so I guess to school, and you'll get in touch.
Exactly.
I will join you if you promise to not use that tech that I'm fused to.
You have my word that I won't do that.
Rae puts out their hand.
And the Inquisitor shakes your hand. Star wipes over the shaking hands of the Inquisitor and Rae. And we get a title card. Boom. 1 week later.
5
years later. Now I need to describe what your characters look like 5 years older. For two of you, it is exactly the same. Rae has grown a mustache to show that time has passed.
But only because they wanted to. They could have done it at any time.
Yeah. Nightboi.
Yes.
You chose to stay. The school does not exist anymore. It was shut down very quickly, and people have been moving out of their dorms, and today is your last day. You are being kicked out.
Yep. Well, they never put the wall up anyway, so whatever.
There's just been a tarp over it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So, yeah, you have... all the students are shuffling out and leaving, and that leaves you.
I grab the thing that I actually need. It's a little thing I have to wear around my neck, and I don't have to, but I wrap it around my neck. It's a little thimble full of the earth from where my house is.
Uh-huh.
My parents' house. So, because vampires need that to go from when they move. They have to have, like, the dirt from where they lived.
Gotcha.
So, I grab that and tie it around my neck.
All right, cool. Is there anyone at the school you want to say goodbye to before you leave, or are you just trekking out into that sun?
I think both of my friends stayed.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so I'm gonna... do they live at the school too?
I believe they do, yes.
Okay, so I probably just run into them organically.
Oh, hello, Nightboi. I didn't see you there.
Really?
You're a lot shorter than me.
Oh, well, I didn't realize I was that short, but cool. All right.
I don't so much as see anymore just feel the vibrations within the universe that each person gives off.
So that's how that works.
Yeah, it's hard to describe if you've never felt it before.
Oh. So where are you going after this?
I'm not really sure. I might just crash with horror shows folks for a little bit.
Oh, you don't have your own parents?
Not in the way
Or family?
Not in the way that you would think of parents or family.
So you weren't like a human where this happened to? You're like another being entirely?
You have to get really into alternate dimensions and time for you to understand.
Okay. That's very difficult for me to
Imagine
grasp.
a wheel within a wheel
One
that
of
is
your
turning
friends is an
upon two
alien.
chariots.
I don't know why this is so hard for you.
So you're like spinners.
Like sliders.
A fidget spinner.
Well, I was thinking like hubcap, like, not hubcap spinners because they're not hubcaps. Rims. You're like spinner rims.
If that helps you understand it better, sure.
Absolutely. Where's Horseshoe?
I think she's moving the last things out of her dorm room.
Cool. How are you getting home? Is her parents picking her up?
Yes.
Oh,
Her dad
okay.
gets off work at 5.
Wait, she lives here in town now?
I guess so. I didn't know that she ever
Oh, wow.
lived anywhere else.
Yeah, we lived in... She used to be my neighbor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll stop by and say hello to her.
He gives you a big hug, Nightboi. And just,
Aw.
goodbye. If you ever want to get in touch, dream with a vial of your own
you have a cell
saliva
phone?
underneath your pillowcase.
Don't you have a cell phone, dude?
I can't afford the costs. Goodbye.
Okay.
Who was that? Was that your best friend?
That was Airhead.
That was Airhead, the creepy-looking dude, the disturbing-looking dude with the hoodie and nothingness except for these two orbs and Cheshire
Well, I'm
teeth.
glad you had a heartfelt moment with that guy.
Yeah, he was a lot more emotional than I was expecting him to be. So I head over to Horror Show's dorm.
By not having a corporeal form, I have a big heart.
You're all heart.
Yeah, so you head to Horror Show's dorm room. All right. Yep.
Yep.
She has just finished zipping up her last suitcase whenever you enter.
Yeah. Hey, Sabrina.
Hey, Nightboi. Jason, I don't know what you're going by anymore.
Jason, that's fine.
Hey, Jason.
So I hear your dad is coming to pick you up, and you're going to be hanging out with Airhead.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a place to stay right now, so we have an extra room, so.
Yeah, I understand he's comes from another dimension, and I imagine it's probably rough to get back.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how it works. It was something about the left side of his brain and the right side power portal that I don't understand it. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought with a name like Airhead, he didn't actually have a brain as
It
we
might
know
just be
but
somewhere in there, and she just sort of
maybe it's one of the
just-
orbs. Maybe those orbs are his
I don't
brain.
know what they're for because he doesn't see out of them.
No, he feels vibrations.
Yeah,
He's kind of like Daredevil in that way, except he doesn't hear them. He feels them.
yeah.
Oh, he's kind of like Toph.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
Pretty much exactly like that. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna go and just wait till it's nighttime and fly on home.
So you're going back to your folks' place?
It's free.
Call your mom. Call your mom.
Call.
So I guess in the end, you kind of got what you wanted.
Which is exactly how I wanted all this to go down, Jason.
That's what the long game was.
You did all this just so I'd call my mom? Damn, horror show. You are committed to a bit.
Yeah. Jason, I hope it works out for you.
Something's gotta. I mean, even if not now, I mean, at least until someone shoves a stake through my heart.
You know, I think you're a lot better than you pretend you are.
I don't know. I don't know how I pretend I am. I just kind of act out.
Oh. Well, I think this will be good for you, hopefully. And
We'll see. I mean, it'll be weird seeing my family again, especially my brother. But, you know, I can always just throw it at his face.
you could do that.
Yeah.
Listen, if she reaches in takes like a notepad and a pen off of the desk and like jots down her number. Just listen, if you ever, I don't know, get too awake or something during the night while everyone else is asleep and you need someone to talk to, you can call me.
Oh, I'll bug the hell out of you.
I'm sure.
You're my best friend.
I'm sure you will.
Anyway, Sabrina, you have a good
Thanks.
move. Have a safe. I know you're just in town. Have a safe trip though,
You too. You too.
and keep Bearhead safe.
I will. He's very sensitive. I hope he does well.
And I reach out. I open up my arms for a hug.
She pats you on the shoulder in a very friendly way,
You're just
and then
going around
and then
Okay.
and then gives you a hug.
anybody who talks to you.
All right. Well, have a good one.
You too.
And I'm gonna go take a nap.
All right. You too.
All right. I nap until it's nighttime, and I turn into a bat. And I.
You know what? The fastest way there, I've heard, is by Star Wipe.
5 years later.
I fly through the star as it closes.
You hitch a ride on a shooting star, and you land.
I arrive just as the morning sun begins to rise. And I throw on my I head down, I bomb to the ground and throw on my cloak, and I think about Rae and the day that she bought it for me, and I smile, and then I look at my house and take a deep breath and knock on the door.
And the person that opens the door is your brother, Jason. And
Well, not my brother Jason.
no,
but
your
my-
brother, comma, Jason.
Yeah.
And he's shocked to see you. And tears start welling up in his eyes. And he throws his arms around you.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
When
Bill?
I stop feeling relieved, I am going to kill you.
Oh, you can't do that.
I thought you were dead, you little asshole.
I was. I am.
He
Now get me out of this sun.
he doesn't let go of the hug. He just picks you up and backs into the house and sets you back down. And then he can't help himself, and he gives you another hug. Just you've been gone. Jason, you've been gone for a year.
Yeah, I was in Halcyon City.
What were you doing in Halcyon City? That's one star wipe away.
After that thing with your girlfriend, I decided to leave and not come back. But I failed on the latter part, so I'm back.
What? He just looks like he wants to cheer you up for it, but he's clearly still crying because he's so relieved to see you again. He just takes a deep breath and just tell me all about it.
So I went to Halcyon City because there's a school there, the school for superheroes.
Yeah.
And I'm not a superhero, obviously, but I didn't know where else to go. And wow, man, I made it like almost a semester, and shit went crazy. And I couldn't hang anymore. This like guy called the Inquisitor came to my school and showed off how shitty the Sentinels are. The Sentinels
I know they're
Oh, they're assholes. They're all assholes. So now the school is closed. Half the students went and joined the Inquisitor. Not really sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy or what. And all the villains are loose. Even this one that I worked really hard in bringing in called the Balloonitic. What an annoying German asshole. Anyway. It was too much. I figured I'd come here and be back with you guys and kind of forget maybe that, at least for a little while, that I'm stuck like this.
I'm just glad that we're back. Whatever is going on, we're gonna figure it out together. Okay?
Sounds super great. Where's mom and dad?
Wonderful. Editing on sweetness. I love it. Appropriate for Nightboi.
Yeah, it's a very sweet character.
Yes. Heartfelt hugs all around for everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that closes the episode. Well, howdy ho, dear listeners. Well, we come to the end of our first little interstitial bit, our first study break. Time to get back to class soon. Oh. And, Stan, do we want to make the announcement on this episode?
I mean,
I think
yeah.
All right. Just never do it ever.
Yeah,
We'll just
nobody notices.
We'll just recycle all of your audio from all the other episodes.
It'll be like Molly Ringwald from The Facts of Life, just disappear.
Just clip it in.
You can make a soundboard.
Yeah, Bobby, you can do that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I can't see you, but I can just feel your White Walker face just
You haven't actually seen my White Walker face.
I can imagine it. Anyway, Stan, I believe there was something an announcement you wanted to make. Oh, the gaze, it's piercing me.
Yes. I mean, I just want to say,
I'm sorry, I
Excuse
didn't
me.
interrupt because, so I did not actually hear from Rachel about if she's joining or not, but apparently her girlfriend just passed Cameron Esposito on the street and they approvingly nodded at her lava shirt. So,
It's good sign.
Nice.
priority.
nice.
Priorities.
Sorry, I need to text her back now. Anyway. Now Stan's announcement.
I just wanted to.
What?
Stan's never gonna be able to say his goodbye. That's the thing, Stan. If the episode never ends, you can't leave. Sorry.
I just want to say it's been fun. Peace, y'all.
God, he disappeared.
He
in a
just
cloud of
jumped
smoke.
off the top of a skyscraper with like a parachute.
Oh, I never noticed those weird skin flaps like a blind squirrel that Stan had, but
Just never looked
he's
closely
like
enough.
it turned out Stan was part pterodon. I wondered why his arms were so abnormally long in proportion to the rest of his
And my
body.
fingers were webbed.
Like a fish man. I'm sorry. Stan, floor is yours.
For real, no. I began TSMR as a lark with my old small squad palos, Jody and Ivan and Hayden, and we had a good old time doing my shitty little story that I hope you all liked.
I had a fun time.
Yeah.
No, it was great. And I am 41.
Are those new glasses?
Actually, I do have new glasses, but I
Yeah.
think you were asking Hayden.
Oh, they're sunglasses. I thought they were actual glasses that like you needed to see with your eye holes.
Sorry.
And I just really tired lately, and I'm very, very busy now at work due to circumstances beyond my control. Megan, she doesn't listen to this, so
Call out. Wow.
no, she got a really kick-ass job offer, and she totally deserved it. She was awesome. That's why I'm so terrified. So I decided that I need some extra time to myself, and this show was taking up a lot of it, and it wasn't. And though Bobby is just really kind of taken over the editing, and that's been awesome. It takes a lot of it takes the time that we record, and it's just a lot of emotional energy, and I don't think I can make Nightboi the character that I would like him to be, and he's just become this obnoxious little prick. I mean, so was I. I mean, that's me back then, and no one wants to hang out with me back then. Imagine for me what it was for me. I had to live with the dude. So,
Hey, did you just change sunglasses?
I have a lot
I'm
of
like,
sunglasses.
aren't they supposed to be packed?
Say
Are they
what?
supposed to be packed?
They're
No, those are
I'm packing those-
carry-ons,
Oh.
baby.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing all of them at once.
Sorry, as an
So,
aside,
I wanna
Rachel's a
thank
tentative
everyone
yes. So
who-
she's like possibly moving like in the near future, and that's all she's focusing on right now, but assuming once that's settled.
Oh, fuck. Then we...
Cool.
Nice.
I mean, again, it's a tentative yes. She's trying to move in with her girlfriend who just got her PhD, and she's like job searching and stuff, so there's like some stress going on. But that's definitely a thing that can be resolved within like a month, for example.
Fuck. Yes.
Well,
Right.
Stan, it's
Yes.
been really fun having you around, and I'm
It's been
glad
great.
that
And
was this your idea?
This was Stan's idea.
Yeah.
yeah,
Stan, it's so impossible for me to think right now of TSMR not with you in it, because you were the one that decided to start in the first place. And it's really also hard for me to think of me just playing tabletop RPGs in general, because your game, the home game that turned into They See Me Rollin', was the first tabletop RPG I'd ever played. Like, you were the whole reason that I was, given an opportunity to try it out and find out that I really, really like doing it. And now it is a major part of my life now.
yeah.
And I don't know if I would have had that experience without you. And I also met Bobby through TSMR as well. And that might not have happened if you hadn't started the show. I might not be moving to New York then if I didn't know
I'm the sole
Bobby.
reason you're moving to New York. Great.
Well, you've helped me out a lot, Bobby. Let me compliment
Yeah.
you. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be moving so soon, man, if I didn't know some people up there. All right, how about that?
Hayden, I want to say that the growth I've seen in you, and I, by the way, I wouldn't have played if you and everyone else who was part of that small squad game didn't join in, because it was my first time as well. And just the growth that I've seen in you in the past few years has just been unbelievable. And I'm super. Is it weird to say proud?
I know it's starting to verge on like something you say to a recovering addict.
No, it's not that. It's just like I'm like seeing this person who, I mean, even at 38, you're what, 20 years younger than me?
I was, I think, 19 when I first started
Holy
playing.
shit.
Yeah, and I was 38, 39, so you're 20 years younger than me. I mean, it's like, I was just like, I'm bowled over by your growth and Ivy's growth as well.
I'm identical.
I
And
didn't
just
know it all because I'm
I
relatively
haven't
newborn.
changed at all.
you live in the Eastern Seaboard, so you're cool. This move.
I live in the
that-
Eastern
that-
Seaboard, so I'm ageless.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
so-
the Eastern Seaboard is nothing but like just eternal fish people
All
that
of
live
us are
outside of time.
vampires over here.
Super chill, cool people.
To a person.
But I mean, you've been there since the beginning, Ivy. You've seen it as well, and it's awesome because Alana is not.
I will never live down that first character for you in your eyes, will I,
Alana
Stan?
was
What is
great.
this
We
first
all
character?
we loved Alana.
So my first character was, which I played in Stan's campaign, is my first character I ever made, was the worst person ever. I might have looted a corpse in front of that corpse's husband. And tried to buy drugs off a cop. I was going through some stuff, okay?
But you were responsible for some great moments, like when you played Purple Rain to a bunch of students. But no, like I said, this has been growth. I loved Alana, and Alana grew a lot as a character. And we talked about Jelly definitely not being Alana, and Jelly was her own character that was very consistent, and I loved her. Mm-hmm. And now you're a GM.
Now I'm everyone.
Killing it. You are awesome. You're so good in this story. It's fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. And you and Bobby and Ivy are gonna just like take this show to heights that I could only imagine. So, super amazed and can't wait to find out who ends up being the new character and listening. And just to also throw in a plug, I am now a patron of this show at the $10 level.
Tell us about that great content you can get at the $10 level on our Patreon.
And just wanted to let you know, you should all just pitch in a little bit, maybe, for these youngsters, all of them so much younger than me.
I'm like 50 years younger than you.
Help them out.
What the fuck are you talking?
You're the same age. You're pretty close to the same age, I think.
Ivy and I?
Yeah.
Hayden.
Something
Yeah,
like
we
that.
are. I think, Ivy, you're like 2 years younger than me, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And Bobby's eternal.
Anyway,
so.
Did you say I'm eternal?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's the Eastern Seaboard, you know.
People often can't age me.
I
People
love all you
always
listeners.
assume I'm in my 30s.
I don't see that, but whatever. But I'm notoriously bad at guessing people's ages.
Oh man, I got 30s when I was in my mid 20s. So I
relate a lot to that John Mulaney bit where he's just like, "Oh, look at that terrible child." Just
I still can't get over one time Carson. I dragged Carson to the library to finally get their library card, and the person who was working the library card application verified that Carson was over the age of 8. Asked it if they were a child, and I was like, "No, I hate this." So Carson's 5'1" and has often worn outfits that literally match outfits of toddlers on the train.
Like a little I always picture Carson in a sailor suit.
oh my god. Okay, Bobby. I think we've talked about it, and Carson's not into dressing up for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
I think we've said okay. But we've talked a lot about what our costume is going to be. But do you think there's a world in which we could get Carson to go as Donald Duck for Halloween?
Sure.
Sure.
This is starting to go off the rails.
Yeah.
A little bit, maybe. Stan,
So
I'm getting all emotional, and I'm gonna miss you so much.
yeah.
But
I'm always around. You know where to reach me.
Just look to the North
won't
Star.
Kick you out of the group chat.
We'll just start another one without you, and never use that one.
I mean, that's what we did with Small Squad a whole bunch.
Yeah, when people left, we would just start new chats.
We didn't want to kick them out, so we just started a new
That's way more pure than this is not gonna go anywhere but between us. I'm currently part of a text chat and 2 messenger chats that are different versions of the same people, because not everybody wants to shit talk people in front of other people.
Oh god. All right. Let's take care of the other stuff real quick and go. I'm getting emotional.
Sure.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can reach out to us on our Facebook page. You could They See Me Rolling Podcast. guess what? We have a Facebook group as well. Same name. So you can join that, talk to us. We always love interacting with the people. Maybe you'll end up on the show. like Bobby. Bobby did that. And now they're on the show. But
Definitely
or
my
you
intention
can
from the get-go.
it's the long
Jody
con.
had it coming. No, Jody's great.
You're after Joy, start another podcast with me, then get on my original podcast, and then get me to move to your city so you can steal my riches. You're after my jewels.
You do
My
have that
inheritance.
sick shirt.
You have that. You have the same pajamas, and you want 2 pairs.
These are way bigger than the pair that Bobby's wearing
Yeah.
because I think I bought 2 sizes too big. Anyway, or you can get in touch with us on our Twitter, which is at TSMRcast. I spend most of it talking about pies.
And harassing me on Twitter.
Talking about
You were complaining about how you get a notification every time I post anything, and I'm just like, all right, fuck it.
The other
Let's
day
go.
we had a 13-year-old from Georgia, the Eastern European country, message
I saw
us.
that.
That was a
They
fucking
had a good
trip.
Eurovision entry this year, by the way, and they didn't make it to the final.
Oh no!
I need to double check that.
That kid wasn't the Eurovision person, right?
Oh no!
Probably
Oh, ooh. All right. Wait. Okay. Wait. We can talk after. I need to blaze through this. All right. You can. Those are the ways you can get in touch with us. If you want to support the show, you can hop on over to our Patreon page. You get tons of cool stuff, like $5 level. Boom. What do you get? You get a bunch of cool bonus audio clips, things that we cut out of the show. But guess what? This show is all gold, baby.
We cut so much out of this episode.
So much, all of it gold. Your with treasures. You'll be just mountains and mountains and treasures, like Smaug in the Misty Mountain.
Yeah.
You'll
Practically have your own desolation.
It'll be you'll just be drowning in all that gold. Also, what else do you get? You get some cool stuff like our newsletter, which contains such wonderful things as reviews of horse girl movies, recipes for shakshuka, playlists, and pop culture recommendations for NPCs. Tons and tons of cool stuff that some of us contribute to more than others. We won't name
It's
names
me. It's
because
all
we like
me.
to shit. It's Bobby. $10 a month. What does that get you? Boom, gets you everything that you got on that $5 level. But on top of all that, a nice big fat cherry on top of that mountain of gold. You get our monthly bonus episode, which is what is it? Oh my gosh. It's a 5e D&D game DM'd by our own Bobby. It's so much fun. We're play a traveling band of bards, performers, rolling through the palatial countrysides, getting in adventures together. What fun misadventures we have together, making music and bringing merriment to all the people that we come across
Smoking weed.
Yeah,
every day.
Mostly
And-
smoking weed.
Every day. I've only done this show high once. I'm never doing it again.
You've done this show
One
high?
time, and it was not the time you're thinking of, Stan.
Oh, I wasn't thinking
Oh,
of that.
now I'm curious. Wait, is that?
All right.
I have no idea which one it was.
So, guess what? That's all that I have for you. But yeah, if you want to support the show, you can do all that cool stuff. And I thank you so much. Leave us a review. If you leave us a review, send me a screenshot of it. I'll write you a song at the end of the episode. Guess what? It's a fun thing. Mwah. Love all of you. Thank you. That's the end of the episode. Let's head out of here, baby. Let's
Bye-bye.
hop on this horse that we all share together, the four of us, and head down that country road. Mountain mama, take me home
Country row.
to the place where I belong. West Virginia.
West Virginia.
I'm gonna take my horse down that old town road.
We're going
Ride till I can't no more.
All right.
Got my horses in the back.
In the back.
Horse
All right.
tack
Let me
is
do it.
attached.
Ivy, let me do it for real. All right. So long, all you beautiful night. Wait. Good night. No. Yes. Fly on, you beautiful night birds. And Stan, thanks for all the spaghetti.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. You know how much I love spaghetti.
Ear trumpet audio, more like air trumpet audio.
AirPods before they were cool.
Stan, one last time. Take us away.
This episode was edited by Bobby. The music is by Ron Lubavitch. Catch Ron Lubavitch at God's Little Peep Show. Additional music by Hayden. Our producers? Our producers are Noah and Stan. And, what's Mike? And our story buddy is Michael M. Rader. That's it.
All right, I'm going to stop recording.